Let's go. So the topic is subject is data structures, and in this we are studying arrays. So we'll write some features of arrays one by one. So arrays, first of all, the definition of arrays, it's a collection of, we can write, it's a simple collection of similar items, you can say. Similar items means if an array contains 10 integers, that means all 10 variables are integers, right? So how can we declare array? We simply write integer a of 10. What does it mean? And semicolon. Here is the type, right? Here is the name of array, and here is the size of array. Fine. These are square brackets, and this will be same forever. You have to use square brackets only, right? That's a part of syntax. So this is what we have declared an array. So A10 means what? This will be an array, like it will start from 0 and go up to 9. As I told you so many times, that array always begins from 0 and goes up to n minus 1, that is 9. So can anybody tell me what do we call the minimum value of subscript? These are subscripts. So this is its lower bound and this is its upper bound, right? How can we calculate size of an array from upper bound and lower bound? It's simple. Size of an array is equals to upper bound minus lower bound and plus 1. So this will give you the size. Let us keep the value given in the above example. Upper bound here is 9, minus lower bound is 0, plus 1 is 10. So size of this array is 10. Fine. Let's move further. So this is an array. Let us see what will be the internal representation of this array. Let us assume this time we have integer s of 5, right? So we will make its memory representation. So we will draw it like this in horizontal direction. We will write 1 2 3. So 1 2 3 4 and 5. These are 5 blocks, right? The name of this array is s. So we can write this is s of 0, this is s of 1, this is s of 2, this is s of 3, and this is s of 4. You can verify this. This is starting from 0 and this is going up to 4. Fine. So this is the array s of size 5 of integer types. This means it is containing all homogeneous elements, means all 5 integers can be stored into it. Let us assume this contains 5, this contains 7, this contains 8, this contains 4, this contains minus 2. Right? So this is array. Let us talk about their addresses and memory arrangements. If we assume that the first element or the starting element of this array is located in the memory at this address 1024, because single integer occupies 2 bytes, it will obviously be 1026, and this will be 1028, and then 1030 and 1032. Right? So that's a contiguous memory location that we are sure that after first element at 1024, second will be at 2 bytes apart, that means at 26, next 2 bytes, next again after 2 bytes, next again after 2 bytes, right? So that we can show, and this proves that array memory locations are contiguous in nature. Fine. So this is about single dimensional array. You must be clearly aware of putting values inside the array and printing values from this array. Let me revise. So if I want to scan these values into this array, I simply write a loop from 0 to 4. So I'm using for loop here. So we'll write I equals to 0, I less than size. What is size? 5. If I write less than 5, this means it will go up to 4. Okay, I plus plus. And I can write simple single statement scanf percentile d ampersand s of I. So values of I will be from 0 to 4. So what it will do is, from keyboard, whatever values we are pressing, first integer type value will be stored at the address of s of 0. And I told you here that this is s0, and s0 पे आपने जो भी enter किया है, whatever you have entered from keyboard, that will be stored at this location. Then I plus plus means s1, so value coming from keyboard must be stored at address of s1, so it will come here, and so on, s2, s3 and s4. So all these values will be scanned like this. Similarly, we can print all these values for again we'll write, no, we don't write 4 this time, we'll write while loop. So again, the loop should go from 0 to 4. So we'll initialize I equal to 0. Just to demonstrate you, just to give you a quick review of while loop, I'm writing while I less than 5 do this work which is written inside this block. So what should be written here? We'll write printf new line percentile d close s of I, means just print the value which is at s0, then s1, then s2, then s3, and we will increment it. We have to put increment into while loop, right? Just remember, a loop has 3 things: initialization. So where is it? Initialization is here. Where is the condition? It is here. And where is the increment or decrement of this loop? It is here, right? So all we have written within while loop. So this is how we can input and output values from arrays. So let's move further. So this was about one-dimensional arrays. So we have seen address calculation. We have seen this address calculation. Sorry, we'll discuss address calculation here. So there is a formula, and this formula says if you want to get address of a of kth element within single dimensional array, if I want to get address of a of kth element, then it is base address plus w into k minus lower bound, right? What is base address? Base address is the starting address of this array. Within this picture you can clearly see that 1024 is the starting address of this array, so we can call it base address. Fine. So let us keep these values into this formula, but before we will understand what is w. W is the size of data type. What kind of array is this? This is of integer type, so the value of w will be 2. Okay, in the case of float array it would be 4. In the case of character type array it would be 1. Yes. And what is k? K is the subscript of the element we are fetching address for, right? And lower bound, we understand the minimum value of subscript is lower bound. So let us put these all values, but before, let us assume we are finding address of a of 4, right? So the value of k becomes 4. What is base address? 1024. What is w? It is 2. K is 4 and lower bound is 0. Every array starts at 0, so lower bound becomes 0. Let us calculate it. So 1024 plus 4 to the 8, and this becomes 1032, right? So this means address of a of 4 becomes 1032. Let us verify this with this array. Where is s of 4? S of 4 is here, and see its address. This is 1032, and this is here as answer. So this is how we can calculate. This is how we can calculate addresses within single dimensional array. I hope this is clear. Let's move to two-dimensional arrays. See, we have done all these things, but this is just for quick review. Let us assume we are now taking matrices of 2 dimensions. So how can we declare it? We can simply write integer a of, let us assume 3 3, right? How can it prove just by watching it that this is 2-dimensional? Because it is having 2 indices. One is for rows, one is for columns. Always rows comes first. So we can specify here, this is for rows and this is for columns. How many rows are there? 3. How many columns are there? 3. Can we write it like this? A equal to 0 to 2 and again 0 to 2. This means if we talk about lower bound of rows, rows are here, columns are here. Lower bound of columns, rows are this. Lower bound, इसको LBR भी लिख सकते हैं हम लोग. So LBR is